Hello and welcome to Off the Press. My name is Felicity Ezewuike. Many thanks for joining us, and Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. May the holy season bring joy and peace. Ameen. With me this morning to discuss the major headlines on the dailies is a public affairs analyst, Gbolahun Olojede. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you have Muslim friends who are...
quite a number of them.
And
relations
seriously
as well.
fasting.
Yeah, they are trying to. It's a 30 days that they all like to honor.
Yeah.
I hope they sustain whatever the discipline they were able to inculcate during this period and extend it
pretty
further.
Neat. Yeah. All right, let's start with the papers we have this morning. Quite a number of them. The Nation, Vanguard, Punch, The Guardian. I think, we have The Guardian this day as well. We'll start with the Punch newspaper, where we have a screamer from the sports world. NFF President Panique for all this charged with $8,400 and 4 billion naira fraud. That's it on your screen. You find details on page 3 of the paper. And of course, Adeleke is back in the news. He's arraigned for forgery, gets 2 million naira bail, permission for US trip. At the top of the paper, we have something else. There you have it. My Fulani kidnappers got 5.045 million naira ransom. That's OAU lecturer, and we have Afenifere Haneze knock presidency for likening them to Mieti Allah. You find details of that on page 2. Others have actually come in to that conversation as well. It's a bit frosty right now with the leaders of those groups. Okay, FG names Shell INI executive in 1 billion naira bribery case. And then let's go to the right-hand corner, just beside Adeleke's picture. We have We're Not Leaving Nigeria, says WEMCO, that's a Western Mental Product Company. There seemed to be some speculation in the media, and they've debunked that now. Wakwanso PDP attacked Ganduje over planned new Emirates. Sanusi aids probe. Nigeria needs leaders who shouldn't serve godfathers, says Dogara. And of course, Liverpool's stunning win last night. They've reached the UCL final, and it's captured for all the sports fans on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Quick look at the back now. Let's see. Xenophobic people of the South. What's Lekon talking about? You need to read it. Of course, when you see xenophobia there, you just know which part of the world the conversation is coming from.
All right. South.
Over to you now.
Okay, there are quite a number of interesting stories there. My Fulani kidnappers got 5 million ransom. It's curious because this was this is a professor who got kidnapped in Osun State. So for the message for me is that for those of us in the South who think that all those kidnapping are Abuja Kaduna thing or is a northern affair, we had better start getting real, that it is closer to us than we think.
Yeah, it is.
There are
Fulani
cases in Rivers State. Kidnapping professor in Osun State. And you just mentioned Rivers.
Yes, there are cases in Rivers that are really underreported. We have some analysts that have argued.
And they involve also Fulanis.
No, I don't think it involves Fulanis.
Yeah, it's a total mess as far as security is concerned out there. And I think the communities in the South need to start opening their eyes clearly. You need to know who is coming into your domain. Government has not officially sanctioned community policing like that. But we have to do a lot of community policing under our usual structure, the informal structure, where people watch out for their brothers and watch out for the community. We have to do that in the South.
I need your thoughts on this Adeleke being arraigned for forgery, but he's on bail and he's going to the US.
He's on bail. I was surprised because I learned that a high court has already said he shouldn't be arrested, that he should be allowed to go for medicals. I was surprised that when he got out of that, the EFCC picked him up again and arraigned him for another charge, which is borders on forgery and all the rest. But the beauty of that is that the court examined the situation, granted him bail, and is on his way to the US for his medicals.
Okay, yeah. One more headline from here and we'll jump to the next paper.
Wemco, a lot have been said about Wemco selling their flagship hotel at Lekki, and also the fact that they were not making profit, they are shutting down their business and all that stuff. But from all indications, or from what they have said now, they're not leaving Nigeria yet. The truth about Nigeria is as bad as things are, it still represents a whole lot of potential. Anywhere you have 200 million people is a huge market. So whatever might have gone wrong with Wemco, they probably can find their feet and get back into profitable side of things.
Sure, they had to issue a statement on that score, so people don't worry. And it might affect business for them, actually. It will affect
business. It also dampens the spirit of other people, like, oh, Wemco is gone. Another one has bite the dust. But saying that it's not that way is good for the morale of the business community. Okay,
we'll go to Vanguard now. There's a big screamer, everything on everybody's mind. We just talked a bit about it. Insecurity. We're helpless. IGP cries out to Senate. That's something for you on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. I'll take all the writers. They're a bit... but I say them anyway. Says shortage of funds, inadequate equipment, few personnel hurting police efforts. And then we also have Senate drills him for 2.5 hours, promises support. NAF kills 20 bandits in Zamfara, destroys Kingpin's camp. FG inaugurates Committee on Internal Security, Community Policing. That's the man of the moment on the front page there for you. Right beneath it, you will see 5-year-old killed in fresh Kaduna Zamfara attacks. Gunmen abduct missionary in Taraba. Kano Assembly approves life pension for Speaker Deputy. That's another one for you on page 9 of the paper. Seems it's running around now. The virus is catching on to different states' assemblies who are now looking for life pension for...
well, the Bayelsa guy denied it.
They denied it, but we don't know what the case is.
He refused to approve it. But somehow, I think Kano has gone ahead to approve for the Speaker and the Deputy. Sometimes down the line, you never know, it might be extended to everybody. And that is when the problem will start. And people will protest that. It's easier to get away with 2 people.
Okay, let's take a quick look at any other headline on the front. Alleged certificate forgery at delicate doctor and fresh charges. We've already taken that story. And still on the front page, we have Nigeria has over 1 million displaced children who don't know their parents. That's the presidency speaking, actually. And of course, the OAU professor is recaptured here. Investors jittery over cost of Nigeria's rising debt. That's a report by the Vanguard newspaper. You find details of that on page 16. Of course, on the back of the paper, we have sports. We'll get to that in a bit. But let's talk about this. We are helpless.
That's the truth. I'm delighted he put it straight. I listened to one of his commissioners yesterday who is right in the heart of the trouble in the north. And you could guess from what he was saying that they are actually helpless. He doesn't even have a thorough understanding of the problem. You are called in to solve a problem, but you don't even understand the complexities of what you have to deal with. On top of that is, here is a guy who has inherited the Nigerian police force. You know as it is. We all know as it is. And you inherit it, you are at the helm of leadership at a time like this. It's a very challenging moment for him. So he will need all the help he can get to be able to even begin to scratch the complexities of the problem out there. I used to think I had a fair understanding of what was going on in Zamfara until I watched some interviews right on ground in Zamfara yesterday. I don't have a clue.
But don't you think that this, because we hear commissioner, it's like a security shake-up, commissioner moved from one place, they don't seem to stay long enough. I don't know much about security, but it does make sense that commissioners of police shouldn't be moved around so often. They should at least get to know what the security situation in that place is so they can actually effectively
We also don't know what the security reports are about those leadership. If there are security report that says that this leadership is either compromising or has certain sentiment with a particular party in the crisis that is ongoing there, you might not have to wait for any time to settle in. You need to move around people to get things done.
All right, let's get quickly to the Nation newspaper. Police shake-up coming to stem rising crime wave. IG to senators, DIGs, AIGs, CPs to be moved. We just talked about it a second ago. 10,000 recruits on the way. if you have interest in joining the police, this might be a good time to go find out what the opportunities are. We still have something here. Buhari seeks help to end Boko Haram. And at the top of the paper, youth to El Rufai, our godfather is progress. Our godfather is progress. I had to read that again. You might want to read why they're taking
it's progressive.
that. Yeah. It's okay. Our godfather is progressive. My bad. There you have it. Pinnick story is captured here. Trump honors Woods with medal. That's after a long time. On the back page of the Nation newspaper, we have the Patriot as a gilded horse. All right, your thoughts, please.
On the, there was one particular story I saw just now.
Is it on the Wood or Buhari seeks help with Boko Haram?
Youth to El Rufai, our godfather is progressive. It was on the news, all over the news yesterday when El Rufai took the opportunity of a public event to talk about godfatherism in Lagos politics and how he dealt with it in Kaduna and how Lagos people should also deal with it. There is no doubt that godfatherism needs to be challenged, even in Lagos. Democracy needs to get more democratic in Lagos. But at the same time, one needs to also begin to question what is going on. Because the so-called godfather in Lagos and El Rufai are in the same political party. And they are both high up there in the echelon of the party. Does he see anything about what is going on in that party in itself? That's something to say. And apart from that, I think El Rufai has more important things to deal with in his home state. There is a Kajuru killing that has been there forever. Kaduna itself has not really exactly been as peaceful. There is even still the Kaduna-Abuja Wahala that is hanging out there. So I think he had better concentrate more on fixing the Kaduna problem than interfering in Lagos politics. All the same, Lagos politics must get more democratic.
Amen to that one. There's something I missed on the Nation newspaper I'd just like to get our viewers to see, and that's the picture of the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo having a meal with a student, I think, a pupil, somewhere in Ado-Ekiti. You know, some people call it, that's it on your screen. Some people call it photo op. All right, we move on to this day newspaper. We seek a multi-dimensional approach to end insecurity. That's on this day newspaper. We've moved on now. And then we have UNGA advises Nigeria. I won't let the nation down, says Buhari, appeals for UN support. Police to recruit 10,000 personnel. Tribunal commences hearing on Atiku Others petitions today. Saraki to EFCC, stop the witch hunt against me. You find details of that on page 10. Of course, the picture of the Vice President is again captured here. I wonder what the purpose is, really. But it's feeding time. That's how the paper is captioning it
launching
this
a
morning.
program in Ekiti State, the school feeding program. So they want to do the
put it in the media.
show off. Yeah.
Vogue, Arise Fashion Week, first world-class African runway show. That's still on the front page of this day. Amechi, FG needs $45 billion to fix transportation infrastructure. The details of that is on page 9. And on the back page, we have Wogugu. Okay, the Fashola, the unabashed lobbyists. That's Ijomas behind the figures. Quickly.
It's a very big one. Atiku's case starts today, officially commences today. It's something the entire nation is interested in, irrespective of what side of the divide you are, because effectively it will determine who lead this nation over the next 4 years. And you and I are concerned, right? So it's something that is required to be determined within 180 days of the petition, I think. So fingers crossed. It will be an interesting time.
Indeed. So I keep talking about witch hunting.
EFCC has been pursuing him, even right from his day one as a Senate president. He had issue with the asset declaration issues and all the rest of it. It's not about to stop. I think for me, the lesson for public officers is that, look, the other side will always chase on you. But if you're clean, if there's nothing on you, forget it. Just feel free and enjoy your life, you know.
Okay, let's take a quick look at the Guardian newspaper. And the front page here has protesters blocking Yemi Oshibanjo's convoy, accuse the army of land grab. It has 2 riders. Vice President promises to resolve conflict. We can prove ownership, says Buratai. That's something for you on the Guardian newspaper. That's it on your screen. Okay, we also have Kano Assembly passes life pension bill for Speaker, Deputy, beneficiaries to enjoy medical tourism, choice cars. A House adopts reports seeking partition of Kano Emirate. House of Representatives reconsider electoral amendment bill. That's at the very bottom of the paper. You might not see it very clearly, but if you squint just a little, you might see it. The choice is always for you to go get a paper outside. And malaria may never be eliminated in Nigeria's efforts suffers setback. That's a special report. Okay, let's hear your thoughts.
Well, apparently the Gbagi people knew that Yemi Oshibajo was going to be passing that route. And they blocked the way I saw it on the TV yesterday. And they also took advantage of the fact that that really is the person they can block. The last time anybody blocked somebody were the Kaduna people who blocked the chief of army staff on the road. We know how that went. You also cannot block the president. Apparently, it's more dangerous when you block the military people. There's something about an attack that comes upon them. You know, so it's a good choice. You block the vice president. They wouldn't let him go. At a point in time, he had to open the door and come out and address them before they allowed him to go. And they were making their grievances known. These people do not have a channel, apparently. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been any reason for them to waylay the vice president. But they were able to tell him they are part of the story. He listened to them, and they promised to help out.
It's quite unfortunate, really, because these communities are supposed to have representatives at all levels of government.
Our representatives our quality of representation is another thing entirely as a people, and it's everywhere, it's in every part of the country. You know, people tend to be more selfish about things. They tend to care more about themselves, and that is why you will have. I think they said our National Assembly is probably the best paid in the world.
Yeah, that's been.
But whether they also produce the best quality of the
representation, that's a completely different conversation, really. All right, I would say we should go on a break, but I think we should just ride on with sports now.
Okay.
You're good with that, or you want a little break for coffee?
That's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
So we'll just go on ahead and take a look at some of the sports stories making the round this morning. We have complete sports for review, and of course the back page of the Vanguard newspaper always have some sports stories. Anfield miracle. Liverpool stunned Barcelona to reach UCL final. That's the screamer on your front page right now. And of course, we have another one ahead of 2019 AFCON. Villa Real coach disagree on Chukwu Eze, as Eagles boss wants La Liga star in AFCON and Under-20 World Cups. That's something for you. Man United fans urge club to sign Ndidi. Midfielder set to retain crown as EPL's best tackler. Impossible is nothing. Ajax versus Tottenham. Tonight, actually.
Yes, that's tonight.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what's on the back page quickly. Nothing, so we'll just go ahead and...
We can't stop talking about this Liverpool match. Did you watch it? Not exactly.
I would say I'm not a football fan, but I had to do some work or probably go to sleep because I have to be here early.
A marvelous match. And there are all sort of lessons, including management lessons, in that particular match. When you are purposeful, the chances that you will achieve more is just there. Liverpool came to that pitch purposefully. They were determined, and right from the kickoff, you could feel the energy. Then all of a sudden, 1-0. And I was just telling my wife, I said, if there is a second goal, I can bet with you that Liverpool will equalize. And then there was a second goal, just a few minutes after a third goal. And then they crown it with a fourth goal. Marvelous. I did not see Baka start to play until about 5 minutes, about 86th minute. Then I started seeing some movement. I'm like, oh, okay, now you're awake. but it was too late.
It was too late. Are you a fan of Liverpool?
I'm a fan of good football. Whoever plays it,
well,
I just
and you celebrate with them and leave the loser on the side. Will you have a quick thought on this Chukwueze's case before we...
what's the news about Chukwueze?
Ahead of 2019 AFCON?
Disagree on Chukwueze.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the disagreement is all about.
Okay, we'll take a look at the back page of Vanguard Sports. Rogers slam Ihana Cho, start taking chances. Pogba to push for Real Madrid move. We also have Hazard to hand in transfer request to force Real move. Ajax versus Tottenham. Sanchez out. Vertonghen could play. That's it for you there. Real Madrid make world record £240 million offer for Mbappe. Okay.
Real Madrid has not really done well this season, and we can see that they are getting set for the next set of competitions that will be coming. Mbappe, Real Madrid, Pogba is also trying to get into Real Madrid. Hazard, also Real Madrid. So the next Real Madrid team is actually going to be very superb.
Okay.
And we might just have a Real Madrid that is back to the Real Madrid we used to know, the Cristiano Ronaldo's Real Madrid that we all used to know.
Well, always a pleasure to have you on the newspaper review.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, too.
All right, that's it for now. Off the Press comes again on tomorrow. 8:30 is the time to try and keep a date so you get all the latest headline making the rounds, and then make a choice as to which paper you want to go by. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Felicity Ezewuike.